So this bolt here is what I was talking about. It's for the variable valve timing. Now, this is the cam phaser that I was talking about. And if you look right down in there, there's that spring. Now if you also look right here, there's 3 little rivets. Believe it or not, they're in there, because they're only literally about that big. If that thing right there comes apart on you, don't even worry about trying to clock it back. Either get another one, or I'll show you a picture here in a minute, get another sprocket. So the camshaft, this is the old camshaft, and what happened is right here on number 4. And you see a little bit right there where it flattened the lifter out. But this is a single bolt versus a traditional 3-style bolt, which would have a bolt here, here, and here, and a little dowel pin. And it's a whole lot easier to deal with, a whole lot easier to find parts for and everything. Another thing you're going to need if you decide to do away with this and not get a new one is a different timing cover. This is the old timing cover, and as you can see, it's got a sensor here and it has a cam sensor here. So an LS3 or LS2 timing cover, this is inset, and this, every bit of this is basically not here, it just has a cam sensor. And I don't know if we'll be able to see it or not, but you might be able to see down in there how, a little bit, how it's flatter. So another thing while I'm right here that I want to go over with you is the balancer. So the balancer takes a 24mm bolt, and one of the best and easiest ways to get that balancer back on, you'll have to have a 3-jaw puller or some type of puller to take it off. When you're putting it back on though, one of the best and easiest ways is handy dandy torch, handheld torch. If you don't have a temperature sensor, I know YouTube might get a real good kick out of this, but if you don't have a temperature sensor to where, or reader to where you can read what temperature it is, then if you smoke, it usually takes about a minute and a half. Keep going around on it, on the back part of it. Keep going around and around and around. Get that thing heated up, and I promise you, if you get that thing heated up to about 260 degrees, and you can do that with one of the Benzomatic torches and stuff, if you get that thing heated up to about 260 degrees, then it will literally fall on. You won't have to push it on or force it or anything like that, or use the bolt or anything like that. Always be in mind of your torque specs. Of course, you know, I have the books, but you can find torque specs on the internet a dime a dozen. Make sure you do adhere to that. So that's just a couple of things that I ran into. The one thing I do want to show you is if you run into a kit that does not have that on there, and you want to keep with a single bolt style cam. See if we can see this right here. Let me turn the flash back off. 11561283. I'll show you that one more time. That is the AC Delco General Motors part number. You can go to a dealership and get that. That's where I had to go to today to get that bolt. O'Reilly's, Advance, all of them usually don't carry them. They can order them, but we're in the middle of a winter storm right now, which fortunately wasn't snowing that bad today, and I've got a 4-wheel drive pickup, so yeah, this job needs to get done. So I would recommend Texas Speed. Texas Speed, Brian Tooley, Comp is about the only 3 that I would recommend. So again, so to go over a list of what you're going to need to do. One thing I did want to say before I go into the rest of that, all 3 of those are good companies to go with. They make great cams to do this swap with. It does change out your lifters. You can use the factory push rods as long as you go OEM or original equipment. If you go a little higher up in step, then you need to make sure you get a kit that has the push rods with it. So one other thing I did want to show you real quick. You see here how much room you've got. Now this truck has electric fans on it, but if you take these electric fans out, everything off the front of the engine, and you can pull the cam out of this engine with the engine still sitting in here. You do not have to pull the engine to change the cam out, but what you have to do is basically you have to lift that radiator up to about right here. I don't know if that gives you enough judgment or not, and it gives you enough room to slip your hand in behind here, pull the camera the rest of the way out. Again, any questions or anything like that, just leave them down in the comments. I hope this helps somebody out. So, going briefly over what you'll need. You'll need a kit, of course. Make sure the kit comes with all new gaskets. Always put new gaskets on it. I use a copper coating. Sometimes, I use it all the time, and I don't care to show you what it is neither. I use this all the time, and I'll just spray a light coat. Make sure you do. Make sure you let them set for about 45 minutes before you do that. And that's on the head gaskets and manifold gaskets too. I do that sometimes. Either that or I use red silicone. Some people say, oh, that's redneck. Well, I don't like leaks. I hate exhaust leaks. And I hate leaks, period. So, so to start from the beginning, you'll need a kit with all your gaskets. You'll need a tuner. If you're here local in the Tennessee area, and let me rephrase that, East Tennessee area, I've got a guy. He's very, very good, very knowledgeable. If you are in the East Tennessee area, just let me know in the comments, and I can give you his information. You can find him on Facebook. He is really, really knowledgeable about these. He's done a lot of tunes for me. And is great at it. Also does a tuning for a machine shop over in Piney Flats. I won't mention their name because I don't want to get in trouble or anything like that, but he does do tunes for them too, and we're talking 1,000+ horsepower engines. And he does all the tuning for them, just about. Really, really knowledgeable guy. Love him half to death. But so you'll need a kit. You'll need somebody who can tune it. I recommend that you go with a 3-bolt cam instead of a single bolt cam. You can go with the single bolt cam. Just be aware of, like I showed you earlier in the video, that cam phaser. Either keep it clasped or keep it together, because if it comes apart on you, you will have trouble and you'll end up having to switch it out anyways, or get another cam phaser, one of the two. You can do this with the engine in the vehicle. You just have to either pull the radiator completely out. I didn't want to pull the radiator out on this one because it does have good AC, and didn't want to unhook any of the air conditioning lines or HVAC unit. So that's the reason why there is enough room for you to lift it up to take the cam out. Other than that, take your time, take pictures. A lot of people I know takes pictures of when they're taking it apart so they know how it goes back together. But other than that, hope this helps somebody. Again, if need anything, and like I said, hope this helps somebody out. Just a couple of things that I went through and a couple of little tidbits I wanted to show people. Like I said, just to help people out if they're struggling, or you got into a point in the middle of this situation and you're like, God, what am I going to do? How am I going to get this back on there? I don't have this specialty tool, that specialty tool. Like with the balancer there, really heating that balancer. Don't overheat it. Like I said, just keep going around on it. You know, heat it up to about 260 degrees and flop that sucker down on there, and it'll go right on. All right, YouTube, thank yous. God bless.